Hello, investors. This is Ted Zhang, Associate Portfolio Manager with Revere Asset Management. Today is Thursday, June 20th, 5:01 p.m., coming to you from Fort Lauderdale with tonight's Revere Roundup Daily Market Insight video. The state of the market, we're still in the uptrend, still above all key moving averages. The trend gauge, market leaders still in a bullish uptrend, but I will go over some profit taking in semis today, especially in the video, and what we're maybe expecting coming forward in the future. Short term, we're still above the 21 EMA in the S&P and the Nasdaq, so bullish uptrend. Mid caps and small caps, though, still below the key moving averages, so we still have that in the red. The intermediate trend, 50-day, we're still above that for the S&P and the Nasdaq. Mid and small caps, we are below. And finally, long-term trend, we're still above the 200-day moving average. So yeah, like I talked about, profit taking in semis today, but I will point out some healthy rotation. Starting off, the 21 over 21 list was down minus 1.95%. So it does show some profit taking in the leaders. Only 2 are up and 19 were down. The big 8 also added to the down market today, minus 0.71%. The RG8, 0.93%. The S&P 500, 0.25%. However, the S&P 500 equal weight, RSP, was up 0.06%. The QQQ, minus 0.77%. And then the equal weighted QQEW was performed better today than the market cap weighted QQQ, coming in at minus 0.25%. The Dow today was up 0.76%, mid caps 0.28%, Russell 0.43%, minus 0.43%, the global 60/40 minus 0.2%, and GROTECTION about minus 0.82%. So let's quickly go over the inter-asset correlation in the main indexes. Starting off with the S&P 500, let me get the stochastics off. Today we had an outside day reversal, bearish engulfing on volume. So that is a distribution day officially. However, we're still above the AEMA 21 and 50, so there's still nothing to worry about yet. This is just first indications, and until we start having multiple distribution days clustered together, that is when we start being a bit worried. Another thing is we did find resistance at this whole number 5,500 area, so perhaps we have to start forming another base here before higher prices. QQQ, like I talked about before, at one point on this day, we were over 9% above the 50-day and about 8 ATR above. And that's historically when the Qs pull back or indexes pull back. And today we had an outside day reversal on volume as well. So that marks a distribution day. The Dow was up today, showing relative strength, breaking out of this flag and this horizontal pivot on volume. So that is one thing to watch out for. And it just shows that there is just healthy rotation. It's not wide and broad selling today. Mid caps rejected the 8, 50, and 21 here, continuing its downtrend and still lagging the S&P 500. Russell, same story, lagging the S&P 500, rejecting the 50-day and the 21 EMA today. VIX, we had a pop in the VIX, up about 8% at 13.28. Still nothing to worry about yet, but there's a stat that we are in the longest period, the second longest period since 1990 without a VIX moving up 150%. And with how extended the market is right now, we're not here to predict, but just know the context that we haven't had volatility in a while, and we could have that and begin a period of volatility anytime, especially how we point out how breadth is deteriorating. The dollar, we're breaking out actually of this VCP on the daily, and then on the weekly, even a larger VCP. And this is what I call a fractal. And when you have fractals like this, it can lead to powerful breakouts. So we'll go back to the daily. So we don't want to see the dollar strengthen too much, as historically that's bad for equities and causes a major headwind. Gold, like the dollar, which is breaking historical correlations, is breaking out of this downtrend line above all key moving averages on volume. So that gold is looking really constructive, especially after breaking out of a 10-year, a monthly 10-year cup with handle. So our expectation is that we see much higher gold prices. Gold miners on the back of gold popped back above. This is the power of three breaking back above the 21, 8, and 50-day moving average. Silver, massive move as well, breaking the downtrend line and this flag. Bitcoin still just lagging at this support zone in this area. So we want to see this hold and for us to start reclaiming some key moving averages. The broad bond, BND, starting to VCP here and forming this consolidation pivot. TLT, similar story, pivot over those highs. The 30-year yield still below all key moving averages, so we like to see that. And then the 10-year still below. We tried the rally, but rejected 21 EMA. So now the tail of the tape for Thursday, June 20th. So news. Today we had housing starts that came in weaker than expected. We had 1.28 million versus the expected 1.39. We also had weaker than expected building permits at 1.386 million versus 1.455 million. Weekly CAMs came in a little bit higher at 238,000 versus 237,000. And then the final piece of news was that Michael Dell announced that Dell, SMCI, and NVIDIA would partner up with Grok and XAI to build a Grok AI factory. And then Elon Musk also added on Twitter that he just wants to be specific that Dell would be doing half of that factory. Day count, we were up 5 out of 6 days, and today is the day one count, is the first count for day one down, especially on this outside reversal and distribution. That's definitely raising some flags. Still above the 8 EMA though. Today's the 13th day above. 21 EMA, 14 days above. As long as we're above the 21 EMA, especially the 8 EMA, our expectations are positive. But again, like I pointed out, we're historically extended from the 50-day moving averages. So we are short-term extended. Let's see. The action today, we opened 24 basis points, then based, and then had a more or less mid to late day fade with relatively weaker close. Sectors, bonds were up today with the yields down. Copper was strong, energy, utilities, silver, financials, regional banks, and uranium. On the weak side, like I talked about, stocks, the semis, and we'll go through some of those names: solar, tech, staples, and real estate. Today, we did a few things. We sold FSLR, locked in about 35% gain. We sold coin as it's leaking off. SMCI, we got rid of as well, took our profits on this reversal day. MU, off NVIDIA's gap up reversal, it also reversed, so we took that down as well. And then we took a half of MU down, and then also one half NXT. However, we did double GEV to 2% size. The power generation names are acting strong, like the VSTs and the CEGs, so we want to add a little bit of exposure there. And then we also hedged 1/4 of our NVIDIA. The bottom line, profit taking in semis and healthy rotation. So jumping into individual names, of course, I'm going to go over some semis names and then some notable 21 over 21 names. We only had 2 green names, so let's just do that first. Spotify continues to build this handle, and we're starting to get a really clean pivot above above 320. And that's definitely buyable there. But if we have a weaker market, breakouts are probably not the best to buy. SARK was up today, so inverse ARC. And then here, let's go over NVIDIA first, since that's the major name in the market. Gap up, bearish engulfing on high volume. So that's definitely a sign that we might be in short-term exhaustion and need to either pull back or start building some sideways action. And as always, your risk is always to the 50-day moving average. However, we will be taking more actions if we were to start breaking the 8 and the 21 exponential moving average. Other names related to that Michael Dell and Elon announcement, SMCI, we sold this because we rejected 1,000 and put in this shooting star on huge volume as well. Dell, Same story here. They pretty much do what SMCI does. Gap up reversal on huge volume as well. That is definitely weak action. It indicates short-term exhaustion, and we need to at least consolidate this a little bit, so to get rid of some more supply, as there's clearly sellers from this higher range area. Other significant names, MU, of course, we got rid of, also gapped up and reversed, but still holding the AEMA, which is why we kept some of the position. Kava still acting really well. Just look at this linear trend above the 10-week moving average. Just super strong action. And let's see. TMDX. After this earnings gap up, we actually hit ants, which just shows drastic institutional accumulation, and we're still building this high type flag here. Above 150 is definitely buyable with the right market. And then ANF was another big down mover. We started leaking out from this flag and now testing the 21 exponential moving average. Other things, let's look at First Solar, since we took action there. Now we're living below the 21 EMA, which is why we decided to take some profits. It was only a 1% position anyways. And I will think that wraps it for today. As always, we'd like to hear from you. My email is ted@revereasset.com. And then you can reach out to Dan, Don, and Connor at revereasset.com as well. Let me get rid of this actually. Let's tape. Our phone is 855-REAL-WEALTH, and that is 855-732-5932. Again, we named our flagship portfolio GROTECTION. And as the name, what that means is we want to participate when the market is in uptrend, as we've been doing, and protect money in downtrends, or if the market starts getting super extended to the upside, like NVIDIA, like MU, and the semis. And if you're interested in becoming a client, please reach out. We would love to talk to you, and we also do free portfolio reviews. And with that said, I'll wrap up for Thursday, June 20th. This is Ted Zhang with Revere Asset Management, telling it like it is. Thank you for listening, and have a great day.